You're listening to the Soft Living Podcast. I'm so excited about today's episode as it's about the power of complete certainty. Not certainty in the sense of controlling every outcome or knowing exactly how life will unfold, but certainty within yourself, a grounded self-trust, that inner knowing that regardless of what happens externally, you are capable of navigating it. Complete certainty is understanding that no matter what happens, I will meet this version of myself with resilience, wisdom, and self-trust. Self-belief shapes the way we experience life. It influences our decisions, our relationships, our energy and opportunities, as well as the environments we create around ourselves. Certainty is not simply repeating affirmations or forcing positivity. It's much deeper than that. It's the ability to remain rooted within yourself while life continues to change around you. Because life will always contain uncertainty. There will always be transitions, challenges, delays, disappointments, unexpected changes, and moments that ask us to grow beyond who we once were. But peace begins to emerge when our sense of stability no longer depends entirely on external circumstances. Many people spend their lives searching for certainty in external things, whether that be in outcomes, it could be relationships, or validation. Sometimes it's achievements or needing that guarantee. But external life is constantly changing, and the only thing we have control over is the way we choose to think, respond, perceive, and move through the world. Which is why certainty must first be built internally. Because when identity is rooted only in these external circumstances, life feels emotionally unstable. Every setback feels personal, every delay feels threatening, and every challenge could feel like evidence that something is going wrong. But when identity becomes internally anchored, challenges begin to feel different. They begin to feel like invitations into growth. And looking back on my own life, every challenge has shaped me into a stronger, wiser, more grounded version of myself. Certain experiences taught me boundaries. Some taught me patience, others taught me self-worth, and some taught me discernment. Others forced me to slow down and reconnect with myself more deeply. At the time, many of these experiences felt uncomfortable, but looking back, each one carried a lesson that I needed in order to evolve into the next version of myself. Has this been something that you've experienced as well? A growth mindset changes the way we experience life. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? The question becomes, what is this experience teaching me? How is this shaping me? What part of myself is being strengthened through this season? Challenges often reveal the places where certainty has not fully rooted itself. They expose where we still need validation, where fear still controls us, and where our self-worth depends on outcomes instead of internal stability. And while that can feel uncomfortable, it's also transformative because awareness creates the opportunity for growth. Certainty also changes the energy we carry. A person who trusts themselves moves through life very differently. There's less hesitation, less emotional chaos, less constant searching for reassurance. I've noticed that my energy becomes steadier, decisions become clearer, presence becomes calmer. Because certainty consolidates energy. This is why the environments we live matter so much. The mind absorbs the atmosphere it repeatedly lives in, the conversations we engage in, the media we consume, the people we surround ourselves with, the energy within our homes, and the thoughts we repeat daily. And all of this shapes our internal world and how we feel. This is one reason I've become deeply intentional about protecting my energy and attention. I don't believe peace can fully exist in a mind that is consuming fear, negativity, comparison, noise, and overstimulation. And this doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending difficult things don't exist. It means becoming intentional about what continuously enters your nervous system and influences your state of being. Because eventually, whatever surrounds you begins shaping the way you think, feel, and move through life. That's one reason I choose not to spend time consuming fear-based media or surrounding myself with negativity online. If there's something important that I need to know, I will know it, and I will find out. But continuously feeding the mind anxiety and fear begins shaping your internal reality as well. Instead, I fill my mind with things that inspire me, that energize me and help me learn and support my growth, or bring me joy. Because the content we consume daily becomes part of our internal world. And I've noticed that when I'm intentional about what I surround myself with, I feel more grounded, more creative, more energized and peaceful, and more connected to myself. I've also noticed how much lighter and calmer I feel when I spend more time in nature, journaling, moving my body, having meaningful conversations, and supporting myself with like-minded people, creating peaceful spaces, and focusing on what adds value to my life and brings me joy. Because eventually your environment becomes your emotional atmosphere as well. Another thing is gratitude. It's become one of the strongest ways I reconnect with certainty. Not because life is perfect, but because gratitude trains the mind to recognize beauty, stability, opportunity, and abundance even within ordinary moments. It can be simple things such as having fresh air, a quiet moment, or time in nature, having health, meaningful conversations, and being around supportive people, a peaceful home, or the ability to slow down and rest. The more attention we give to beauty, peace, and gratitude, the more naturally our minds begin noticing them everywhere. Focus shapes experience, and a person searching constantly for negativity will continue finding it, where a person intentionally cultivating gratitude begins noticing how much goodness already exists within their life. Another important part of certainty is defining your values clearly. Many people feel emotionally lost because they've never fully decided who they are. They move through life absorbing the opinions, expectations, and definitions of everyone around them. But certainty grows when a person becomes deeply rooted in their own values. When you know what matters to you, decisions become clearer, boundaries become stronger, external opinions lose influence, and distractions lose power. Because you are no longer building your identity around constant external approval. You are building it from within, that internal alignment which creates peace. When your values, actions, environment, and mindset begin supporting one another, life feels less emotionally scattered. There's more clarity, intention, steadiness. Certainty is not loud. It does not need to constantly prove itself. It appears as calmness, discernment, emotional stability, and the ability to remain grounded within yourself while life continues moving around you. And this is why daily practices matter so much. Is there something that you do that brings you back to yourself and creates peace within your life and mind? For some people, that may look like meditation or prayer. For others, movement. It could be going to events and gatherings that energize you, or it could be moments of stillness throughout the day. The practice itself matters less than the state it creates within you. Some questions to ask are, does it calm your mind? Does it help you reconnect with yourself? Does it strengthen your self-trust and create clarity within yourself? Because certainty cannot fully exist in a constantly distracted mind. And perhaps this is something worth asking yourself. What am I repeatedly consuming each day? What environments am I living within? What habits are shaping my internal world? What routines are reinforcing peace, clarity, and self-trust? And equally important, what needs to be released? What distractions, environments, or patterns continue pulling you away from yourself? Transformation often begins very quietly. Sometimes it begins with waking up earlier, less time-consuming negativity, going outside more often, or protecting your energy more intentionally. It can be speaking to yourself differently or creating more space for stillness and reflection. These shifts, repeated daily, eventually become an entirely different way of living. And one of the most freeing realizations is understanding that certainty is not the absence of challenges. It is the decision to trust yourself through them. Life will continue changing, unexpected things will still happen, and certain seasons will still test you. But there is power in becoming someone who no longer collapses emotionally every time life becomes uncertain. There is power in understanding that every season carries wisdom, every challenge contains information, every experience has the ability to shape you into someone wiser, stronger, and more aligned. Life is not falling apart, it's rearranging you into the person you are meant to become and making space for opportunities to come into your life as well. And when that perspective becomes integrated within you, fear begins losing control because certainty is no longer dependent on external outcomes. It becomes an external state and something that you embody. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode, complete certainty begins from within. It's built through self-trust, intentional thinking, gratitude, protecting your energy, defining your values clearly, and through creating daily practices that reconnect you with yourself, and through understanding that every challenge carries the opportunity for growth. You do not need complete control over life in order to feel grounded within yourself. You only need the willingness to trust that you are capable of meeting life as it unfolds. Having this belief within myself, feeling connected to my own values, and moving through life with greater certainty has been incredibly energizing. I continue seeing the way it unfolds throughout my life, in my mindset, my relationships, my peace, and the environments I create around me. And for that, I am deeply grateful. Thank you for spending this time with me today and for listening in. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who may need this reminder. Take care of yourself, and I will talk to you in the next episode.